once again, sorry, I'm trying to mask my real feelings here to make it more palatable for a viewing audience. Told myself this year I was to be a little more of myself and stop being a little polished, right? Let's let you behind the scenes here. This is one of the crimes that is committed during the Vince McMahon campaign that absolutely should see him in hell for the rest of his days. Let's get into the news today. I hope all the boys, girls, and all my non-binary friends in between are feeling great today. On January the 20th, it is Martin Luther King Jr. Day, and that is the only thing of note that is happening that is worth your while outside of the world of professional wrestling. So let's tuck in, let's get inside, let's talk about the world of professional wrestling. Sometimes it's a warm blanket, and sometimes it's an absolute nightmare, and today we have chosen nightmare. Okay, so if you haven't noticed, about 22 hours ago, Vince McMahon's some new allegations that the SEC has revealed that Vince McMahon allegedly sexually assaulted a WWE Diva in 2005 because she didn't want to have a relationship with him. She was eventually fired. So let's read this word for word. McMahon, the founder and controlling shareholder of WWE, served as WWE CEO for nearly 40 years until his first resignation in June 2022. Yeah, remember when he quit once? Remember that? Remember that whole it was like a whole season of Succession in like a couple of weeks. And Vince McMahon assumed control, sold the company, ultimately led to his demise. I mean, we talk about cinema, but like what happened there, like that whole incident rather, that's probably the right word to say, with Vince McMahon stepping down, then coming back through the merger of selling his own company, ultimately to lose it and get kicked out, is downright Shakespearean. I'm not even talking about like Francis Ford Coppola couldn't even put together something like this, man. It was straight Shakespeare. It was literature. That's what it was. Literature. I don't think he would have sold it. Yeah, James in the chat saying I don't think he would have sold. I don't think he would have sold it if he always had control. But for those who don't remember, Vince McMahon he resigned from he resigned from WWE, and the only way that he was going to be able to get back into a position of power was to moderate a sale of WWE. Ultimately, they sold to the UFC, creating Endeavor, which is TKO is theirs. TKO is the company. I apologize. And that's UFC and WWE. Vince McMahon, I believe, thought that this would be his way in. Obviously, he's back into a position of power because of the sell. But also, I guess he thought he could hold the job after the fact. But obviously, the news allegations broke about Janelle Grant earlier this year. If you haven't seen that, I did read the entire 60-page legal transcript of that on my channel. The audio is bad. I apologize. But you don't have to listen. You don't have to read it yourself. So I did that for you. Also, the readings. I'll be honest, my reading's not that great. I was educated in Kentucky. I don't know what to tell you. But anyways, so Vince McMahon on his first resignation of June 2022. In 2019 and 2022, McMahon entered into 2 agreements with individuals, one of whom accused him of unlawful conduct, while the other 2 agreements signed in 2019 and 2022 obligated McMahon to pay an amount owed. He signed the agreement both on his behalf and on the behalf of WWE. Pursuant to these agreements, WWE attained a release from legal liability. All right, so these, if you're not putting 2 and 2 together, which is fine, I understand. I've read a few of these before, so I become a little more accustomed to them every single time. McMahon paid money from his own pockets that would absolve him and the WWE of legal liability. It means they couldn't be sued for what happened. It's a hush money. It is a settlement, okay? So what that means is these people couldn't sue, right? Now, I know that there are different rules and regulations when it comes to hush money payments or NDAs not being able to cover up a crime. If you're looking for more in depth on that, I suggest you contact a lawyer. This is wrestling, but I can't help you out there. But in November of 2018, an attorney representing both McMahon and WWE, McMahon's attorney, was contacted by an attorney of a former independent contractor with WWE, Individual A, who alleged that, among other things, in 2005, McMahon assaulted her and derailed her career after refusing to engage in a sexual relationship with him. In 2018, an Individual A attorney... Okay, let's go back, right? Individual A. I'm going to ask the chat because I think I have some of the smartest chatters in pro wrestling. Who do you think this is? Who do you think Individual A is? While we're waiting for that, I will keep reading, and we'll talk about Individual A after this paragraph. In December of 2018, Individual A's attorney sent McMahon's attorney a demand letter outlining Individual A's allegations and seeking $18 million to resolve Individual A's claims against McMahon and WWE. From November 2018 to February 2019, in connection with the resolution of these claims, McMahon's attorney firm billed WWE more than $23,000 for approximate 29 hours of legal work on the matter. On February 13th, 2019, the party signed a confidential settlement agreement whereby McMahon agreed to pay the individual a $1.5 million over 5 years. Individual A agreed to waive her rights to sue McMahon and WWE and did not disclose the existence or substance of her claims. In this the agreement or the payment, sorry, let me reread that, or substance of her claims. The agreement or the payments, because she did not disclose, would do irreparable harm to McMahon and WWE. Individual A agreement. McMahon, who signed the Individual A agreement on his own behalf, separately on the behalf of WWE. So this, for those who haven't picked up what I'm putting down on who this might be here, I'm going to read this comment from Levy Mevy, who seems to be on the ball here. My departure from WWE was on my own terms because I stuck to my guns on my morals and values as a human being. I knew in my gut that it would be the end, but I also knew that carrying the guilt for knowingly doing something that was against what I believed wasn't worth getting ahead. Leaving broke my heart. But doing the right thing is something I can always be proud of. C.H. Christy Hemme. Christy Hemme, for those who don't know, you probably know her as the ring announcer for TNA. Can I see her? Well, let's see. You know Christy Hemme, right? I'm trying to find not a ridiculous picture of her given what we're talking about. But let me just pull her up here. Oh, well, that's weird. I tried to copy paste the other one. Yeah, I messed it up. Oh, goodness. Christy Hemme was the TNA announcer, or she was the TNA announcer, not the announcer. What do you call him? Yeah, she's a ring announcer. She was in the. This match is scheduled for one fall. Why is that not copying? All right. Christy Hemme. Yeah. There. Christy Hemme. When did she leave WWE? Diva Search in 2025, Diva Search in 2004 rather. Brand Switch in 2005. She was in Ohio Valley Wrestling. Let's see. Yeah, Hemme appeared on 2017's WWE Hall of Fame to support Beth Phoenix. First time she had been seen on WWE TV since 2005. So in 2005, when this allegedly took place, Christy Hemme was also sent to developmental in OVW, and she didn't want to go. That's okay. I get it. But in 2005, she was later released. So, I mean, the timelines stack up. The quotes seem to make sense. Obviously, we won't know for sure who it is because at the end of the day, this is not going to be signed by anybody. Like, we won't know because this was signed and it's quiet. But when you look at it and you said, you know, her career was derailed, she was sent to OVW, then fired the same year. And I know a lot of people are going to think Ashley Mazzaro, but let's pull up Ashley Mazzaro, right? She was right there. There she is. Ashley Mazzaro was, how long was she? Okay, she was in WWE until 2008, right? So Mickie James, 2006, SmackDown, various storylines. Mazzaro was challenging for the women's title. You know, at WrestleMania 23, right? Which was what, 2007. Okay. I know a lot of people's knee-jerk reaction is going to be that it's Ashley Mazzaro, but think about this. If she was having her career, if this person in the allegation was having their career tanked, right? Do you think it's the person that they gave a WrestleMania match to 2 years later? Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, Ashley's issues stem from her, not her issues. The things that happened to her. Let me be completely frank. The assault that happened on her and subsequently leading to her untimely demise is ridiculous. It's one of the things in professional wrestling that once again, sorry, I'm trying to mask my real feelings here to make it more palatable for a viewing audience. I told myself this year I was to be a little more of myself and stop being a little polished, right? Let's let you behind the scenes here. This is one of the crimes that is committed during the Vince McMahon campaign that absolutely should see him in hell for the rest of his days. I don't care if you're a Vince McMahon guy. If you love, I mean, trust me, I'm a wrestling guy. I love what Vince McMahon had created for me in the 90s. But I can separate the art from the artist and say, okay, he did good stuff back then. In this case, right? And I'll explain later. But he's done bad. The good that he did does not outweigh the bad that he has done at all. Multiple times. I'm talking about the Ring Boy scandal. I'm talking about the Owen Hart's passing. Ashley Mazzaro. Steroid scandal. Jimmy Superfly Snuka. Janelle Grant, right? This stuff is automatically disqualifying. I don't care if people want to be like, oh, he's a good guy. No, he's not. Bad guy. Don't know what to tell you.